Hit record. All right, so we're gonna welcome everybody. I see everybody piling in, so we're gonna welcome everybody. We got any guests, any special guests that's been invited. We shouldn't really be guests today. Today should be exclusive to the Royaltie Elite. Someone happened to get through, they slept through the cracks, and find yourself very, very lucky, and you should really count your blessings. Count your blessings, and really, really appreciate the fact that you're about to get some valuable information that is only exclusive to really the elite right now, at least for free. All right. Also, we got the lovely Jennifer Bishop in the building. She's been spending a couple of days with me right here. This one. Boom. All right. So, what I mean? She's been learning firsthand, getting some exclusive training, so that's cool too. And when my elites come in town, you guys come and check me out. So that's always a good thing. It's always a treat when the elites meet. So, I look forward to seeing all you guys when y'all come in town. Just make sure you call me first.
Yeah, don't do like I did and just pop up. Even though I did send him a voicemail and I did send him a voice clip, I still should have gave him a call.
I wasn't gonna put her on blast, but she put herself on blast. So you.
Hey, I found it through his LLC, okay?
All right, so hold on. So Aisha said she can't hear anything. So hold on, let me tell her turn on the speaker because I'm pretty sure everyone should be able to hear me. Everyone can hear good, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can tell. I can see the mic moving, so I know everybody can hear. So hold on. Lisa said that. Gonna make sure she can hear real fast. I'm gonna type it in for her. Speaker are turned on. All right, so Alicia, make sure your speakers is turned on. If you can't hear me, you probably didn't hear me say that, so that's why I typed it as well. Hopefully, you got that worked out. You're good to go. All right, I see y'all piling in, so let's just go ahead and jump right to it. So, it's something that people don't know, or that's not known, or a lot of people don't realize is that when a person calls you, and you have not opted in to be called, then or the robocall Dallas call you, hey, how you doing? You just been accepted for our rewards. That blah 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 blah. That is illegal. And excuse me, when a company does that, they can be fined $500. And if it's like, oh, we really didn't realize, okay, but you still could be fined 500. Or if they do know and they just blatantly just calling you, they know your name's on the registry, the do not call registry list, and they're still calling you, they're still blowing you up, 1,500. The fine is tripled because basically they're being penalized for, like, whoa, wait a minute, you already know it's a $500 fine, and you're just gonna blatantly just call them anyways. Okay, no problem. If that's how you're gonna do it, then 1,500. Okay, so for every single transaction, now let that sink in. Every single time someone called, think about that. Every single time. So every single time the person called, that's 1,500. They call again, that's 3,000. Call again, 4,500. You see where I'm going? And it just keep adding up. Now it gets even better. You get to go back 4 to 5 years, depending on if they called you or text you. Now here's something else for us marketers. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna sting. This is gonna sting. But I'm giving you guys honest truth. This also goes for ringless voice drops. So if you're one of those ringless voice drop marketers that's sitting there mass spamming a bunch of people, now if they opted in, you're fine. They're well on their rights. But if they didn't opt in, you got a list. Let's say you bought a list somewhere, you accumulated a bunch of phone numbers, you scraped them off the web, anything like that. And then you mass send a ringless voice drop, that's against the law. So I don't care what the website say, it's against the law. And you can be fined $1,500 for that. Every transaction. Let that sink in. Okay, every transaction. And the courts are not on your side with this. The courts are not lenient. They are knocking down some crazy fines. You can go Google it. You can go Google companies that's been caught in the past with this, like that's gotten caught. I mean, big checks that they had to write. So what ends up happening is this: what happens. So you end up calling the company, okay, or getting in contact with the company. Letter, of course. We'll get into that later. But you write the company and you give them the necessary evidence. You're gonna have it because every time they call now it's gonna be like payday. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, document, screenshot. What time you're gonna have all that? You're gonna have all that information now because now you ain't playing no games. They wanna waste your time. Now it's gonna be worth your time. So now you're gonna be writing down all that information, right? And you're gonna pretty much have your receipts. You're gonna have your ducks in a row. You're gonna have everything that you need that they can't deny it. The company's gonna be like, oh yeah, that was us. Not deny that. Once you got them by the ropes like that, where they know they can't deny, they're gonna do one or two things. First, they might try to call your bluff. Okay, so they might try to call your bluff, be like, thinking, that you ain't gonna do anything. They might say sue us, whatever. Do what you gotta do. Or most of the time they might not go that route. They're gonna try and lie. No, this person opted in. Or if we was calling the business, none of that stuff matters. Look, I got everything logged in right here. Here we go. Once you start the ball rolling, they see you're not playing. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna, in most cases, okay, in most cases, I say 90% of the time, they're going to settle. The reason why is if it's a real company, okay, now this won't work with the SPAMmy. It's the IRS call and the credit card. You can get something low on your credit. All those are scammy calls to begin with. They're usually made overseas. It's someone trying to steal your information so they can use your credit card in a false way. That's not what this is right here. So that it won't work on those. But for the legitimate ones that had like a real company that be using robocallers though to call you, those cruises, that be calling you all the time, and those hotels that be calling you, all of them is subject to it. Every single one. Oh, and political. We'll get into what you can, which ones will fall up under that, which ones won't in a second. I want to keep on running down the process. So so then when you do that and you send that message to them that they see that you mean business and you're not playing, this is the real deal, like you're not playing. Now what they do is, think about it, they have a real lawyer. That's even better. So if they don't represent themselves and their lawyer, that's even better, because a lawyer by law always have to tell you your best outcome. Like basically, if it's a good deal or bet still, they have to by law tell you, look, this deal right here is in your best interest versus going to trial and then having to pay me a ton of money. Even knowing that, they can't do that. They can't say, yeah, let's go to trial, knowing that you could have saved money, by doing it this way. They're going to tell you to go to trial just so the lawyer can make a ton of money. They can't do that. By law, they always have to give you the best outcome, or they can be sued and all kinds of nonsense. So knowing that, okay, if they have a lawyer represent them, ooh, even better on your part. Because what's going to happen is the lawyer's going to say, well, look, because this is what you're going to do. You're going to have all your stuff documented, right? Maybe you have 10, 20. And remember, you get to go back 5 years. How many calls you think once? Because even if they're using those fake numbers, that's another thing. If they called you from fake numbers, it don't matter. Because if you get to identify the company, what's going to happen is once you get the ball rolling, you get to subpoena the numbers. And once you you get to subpoena the real numbers. And they'll be able to track every single time they called you for the past 4 to 5 years. So what's going to happen is the lawyer's going to say, yo, you know what? We got over maybe like $100,000 worth of times we called them, or even if it's something modest, let's say it was $20,000 worth of times we called you, and you got your stuff lined up saying, yeah, you called me about $20,000 worth of times. You got all the stuff written in legal form, so they know that you're not playing. And then you say, you know what, we can sell this right now, for 5,000. Okay, if it was a $20,000 situation, let's say it was just for like maybe $10,000. They say, okay, we can sell it right now for 1,000. What lawyer is going to tell the client that's not a good deal? Let's go to trial. I'm a big corporation. Matter of fact, I'm not even a big corporation. If you did that to just me, Corn Mail, and you said, man, you know what? I can sue you right now for $10,000 for ringless voice dropping me, right? Like literally, I can literally take you to court right now. I got it on paper. I got it. I never opted into your stuff, and you called me, and I'm on the do not call registry. You just violated me all the way around the board. So right now, I'm going to. I'll settle for $1,000. If it was legit, and I know I did it, and I know he got me dead bang, I'm like $1,000, or I can be try to fight this. The lawyer that I would have to pay to fight this would cost more than $1,000. I'm gonna settle. Here, take the $1,000 and be gone. And that's what 90% of the companies do. And just to go and show you guys, just like I said, just because me, I'm a real documentation, beat conversation type of person. I'm just gonna show you guys. I know in the video everything was flashing fast, so you couldn't really get a good look, But I'm gonna show you, man, like just how powerful this is. So let's go look. I got so much stuff on my computer. What did I say that? Oh, let me see what I say that as. What did I say that as? Oh, here we go. So let's just go through some so you can see. These are all real checks from real people. Okay, let me make sure I move this so this ain't get messed up. See, these are people, these are companies that settle. Cause like I said, once you got them dead bang, and they know that they can't fight it, like, oh my God, you got me. Cause they know what they're doing is illegal, but they also know that 90% of people ain't gonna do anything but say, stop calling me. That's it. Or they're just gonna hang up on you. So most people don't even know about this. Look at that, that's a $5,000 check right there. 1,500. And you see, it's a lot of thousand and 1,500 because again, that's an easy number to get. That's an easy number to get from somebody to say, hey man, look, I got you dead bang. At least $20,000 worth of calls right now. Just go and send me a quick 100. Make the screen larger. Oh, Mike with his beady eyes can't never see the screen. uh, Somebody else is saying thank you though, so it's all good. They're like, thank you, Michael. I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to say nothing. I wasn't gonna stop him. So thank you. I appreciate it. But hey, like I said, you guys know me. Documentation, beat conversation. As you can see, many, 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 many different checks, all from different people, different clients, different companies that had to pay, which is more important because that shows multiple different companies know that we're in the wrong, that you got them dead bang. Got them dead bang. So you guys get it. I can go on and on and on and on. Like I said, I got quite a few different checks down here, like a whole bunch. See, whole bunch.
Is this money you can make or the federal government make?
No, this money you made. This is your money right here. This is when someone's calling you, and because they know they're not supposed to be calling you without your permission, and especially with those robocalls. Look at that, $4,000 check right there. See? So look at that. So you can see many, 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 many checks, many, 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 many happy people. And this is just easy money. Like I said, you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to recruit nobody. You just have to just turn all your calls. And now what you can do is you can get strategic now. Think about it. Most of the time we're doing the opposite, right? We're trying to get rid of people. We're turning off our phones. We ain't got, we're putting blockers on it and stuff because we already know that these people are lurking. So now you can do the opposite. Take the blockers off. Let all the calls come through. One thing you want to do though, you want to register on the do not call registry. We'll go through that. You want to definitely go do that because what that's going to do is you want to be on there for like 30 days. And by law, if you've been on there for 30 days and 31 days, someone calls you after that, you got him. Dead bang. There ain't nothing to talk about because no one's supposed to be calling you once you're on that list. So that's what's going to give you that super, super edge. But even without being on that, you still have a right to be able to sue. You just got more leverage. And give yourself the more leverage because the more you have, the more you got your ducks and you got your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and you send that to the company, there's nothing they can say. But if you don't really have your stuff together, you come tiptoeing in, you're not really confident because the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get, and also now you can get creative. That there's stuff on the web that's made to really capture your information and then start doing all kinds of nonsense as far as calling you. So you can get strategic now, and maybe I'm calling your house number, but I'm calling your cell phone number. I don't, and you can opt into certain things like rewards and them little surveys and things like that, where it starts off as a survey, but next thing you know, you're getting called by Tom, Dick, Harry, and everybody else in between. Okay, perfect. Before you dread that. Now you can look forward to it. Now you can get strategic. You can use them type of things to your advantage, so more people are calling you. Only thing you gotta be careful with: make sure you didn't opt into nothing, and never say yes on the phone. You should never say yes on the phone anyways to stranger, because they record your yes and they'll use that to verify things sometimes. Is this Kawan Mayo? Yes. You see what I'm saying? Is this the owner of the account? Yes. Voice recognition. Something simple as that. The scammers be doing that. So you want to be mindful of that. You don't want to get caught up and put yourself out there in that situation. But it's really that simple. So I'm going to go through the course, okay? Because there's a course, and of course, the elite university. It's an elite university, but we're going to run through it so you know exactly, what's in there, and what it's all about. Okay. I'm also going to show you a cool video. You can go back and watch it on your own time in Elite University. Yeah, I got some more social too, like with the people. Like people are, oh man, I just got this, I just got it rolling, just sent my first checkout, blah blah blah.
Can you show me how to do this one?
Hijack numbers to place the call. He said the new challenge is that these bastards are using hijack numbers, to place the call. No, that's fine. They're gonna do that anyways. I think very rarely are you gonna get a call with the actual number, and the reason why is, and even I did this. Like I said, I got stopped. I even got to change my tactics now, because I'm not about to get caught up now that I know the law. But the reason why they do this is because what it does is it makes you okay. When you get a call and it doesn't have your area code in it, right away the first thing comes to your mind is bill collector or spammer. Like somebody, that's it. First thing comes to mind. But when you see the opposite, even if you don't recognize the number, you might, it might be somebody I know, just don't recognize the number right now. I'll pick it up. It's definitely somebody in my area. You know what I mean? So we're more subject to pick it up when we see an area code that we recognize. That's the reason why, that's the number one reason why they actually use the area code in your area. And of course, this guy's the last number they use, but it's more so they look like they in your area when they're not. So they're rarely ever going to come with a real number. But we got tactics to be able to fish and be able to get the real information. And once you get the real information, you got it. Okay. And that's the hardest part, is getting the real information, because you got to make sure you're not sitting there like, what's your name? What's the name of your company? What's your phone number? Where are you calling me from? How many times did you call? Like, if you're doing that, they're gonna hang up the phone. Like, oh my God, what's going on here? So you got to come across like you're interested in the product. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, tell me more. Like how a real conversation would go with somebody that was interested, and then get the information that you need from them. At that point, they're vulnerable. Think about how you feel as a salesperson when a person actually is showing interest in what you got going on. Oh man, that's when you get excited. That's when you get vulnerable, because most people are hanging up the phone on you. Most people say they ain't interested, so you're waiting for the I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested, to get to the one person and go, oh, okay, tell me more. Okay, yeah. So you see what I mean? So you're gonna throw them off once you show interest, and then they're gonna start regurgitating at the mouth with information. How are they gonna get the sale? They don't give you information. They gotta tell you who they are. So you just act like you got credit card in hand, ready to go. Like, yeah, so what is this? Tell me a little bit more. Okay, I don't want to get disconnected, because last time I was interested in something like this or something similar, and we got disconnected and we can't get called. So who am I speaking with? And you got a phone number and extension I can call you back in case we get connected? Boom, just got the phone number. Boom, just got the name of the person. All right, great. All right. So finish telling me about this product again. It sounds real interesting. It's you the service, or how you can save. How can I save on hotels? Wow. Okay. And what was the name of your company again? I didn't write that. Okay, boom. Now you got the name of the company. You know what I mean? At this point, they think that you're interested. They can't give you bogus information. They got to give you information, because you got to be able to book this stuff. You got to be able to go to it. You got to be able to buy whatever they're selling. The only way they're not going to give you real information at this point is if they fake and they're lying and it's a scam, and that's not going to work anyways. Or they outside the U.S. This has to be inside the U.S. also, guys. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got different laws, and this is definitely a U.S. situation. Okay. So as you can see, we're gonna go through the course right here. This is what I'm gonna go through. All right. So before we go over what type of calls you can turn into cash, let's talk about the ones you can't. Okay. So not covered by a TCP commissionable is calls, text, or fax older than 4 years. All right. So if it's a call, text, or fax older than 4 years, there's a 4-year statute of limitation on the TCPA. There's two different entities that do it, and a 5-year statute of limitation on the TSR. Both of those can can potentially they can get fined. All right. So 4 years and 5 years. So anything within that range, you got them. All right, so calls, texts, or faxes from companies to whom you have given express prior written consent or with whom you have opted in via online form of registration. Okay, my Wesley said. So if you opted in or anything like that, and then they got your phone number and now they're calling you. So like how we do it, like with our capture pages, we in compliance. We can call at that point because you opted into my capture page. You gave me your phone number. Why would you give me your phone number if you don't want me to call you, right? So you are in compliance. You're not in compliance when you get the call out of the blue for, hey, did you say that you like the Bitcoins and you want Amazon? Like, I've never even opted into nothing about that. Boom, you got them. That's something totally different. Somebody got your name on a list. They probably sold your information. They probably bought it from another company. Another company went down. They sold it. So many different ways they could have got it. But if you know that you didn't opt in, and it's the burden of proof is on the person that called you, not the other way around. When it's in court and all that, the burden of proof's on them. So you just say, prove it then. Opted in, prove it. And they got to see a screenshot of you when you opted in, the date, and your IP address. Ain't no just photoshopping some nonsense, because they can do that. They just Photoshop, no. And then you match it with your records. If they don't match up, sorry. So, and that's why I was saying some will try and push the line and be acting like I'm not about to bend or fold. Hold on real fast for Mike. Hold on. Does anybody want to read? Okay. So so that's it. Companies making manually dial calls, fax, text, and those that do contain a pre-recorded message from a phone system lacking auto dialing capabilities, unless you're on the national do not call registry. And that's why I said you want to go and register, because that way no one's supposed to be calling you. Okay. Any calls, texts, or faxes made from emergency purposes, which I feel is common sense. Ambulance call you or anything, or they're telling you that it's about to be a tornado in the area, earthquake. You ain't gonna go back and talk about, hey, I didn't give you permission to call me, right? Any calls, texts, or fax for a non-commercial purpose. Okay. Calls, texts, or faxes made for a commercial purpose, but that do not include or introduce any advertisement or constitute as telemarketing. Basically, they're not getting anything from it. Okay. Calls, texts, or faxes that deliver a healthcare message made by or behalf of covered entity or its business associate is defined by the HIPPAA. Okay. So again, that's common sense, right? But again, I want to go over everything. But that's going to be basically your, like I said, if it was an emergency. Okay. Now, what is covered and not permissible or potentially actionable: calls, text, or fax from anyone you have told not to call, text, or fax, even if you gave them consent at one time, but have since revoked that consent, orally, electronically, or in written. So you told them to stop, it kept going. You told them you opted out of their page, you kept getting stuff. That's why it's very important. Also, guys, it's a learning experience for yourself as well. And what I mean by that is that even you don't want to be doing these things now. Like, think about it. Some of us are guilty for doing this stuff. We're keeping it real as marketers. You done spam somebody, emailed somebody that you didn't get their information. You done scrape their information and emailed them. You done called somebody, before. You definitely done text and sent out a couple of ringless voicemails, especially when they first came out, and try to test that out. We all guilty of it. But look at, what if somebody would hit you back and say, look, I got you like 10 times. Call me. You've been ringless voice dropping me all week. I got you hitting me all week, and I got 10 of them right here in my lap. You know what I mean? $1,500 a while. Whoa. Didn't know this was going to happen, so yeah, I'm done with that. And like I was saying, it brings us to this. So call, text, and fax from telemarketers of any kind who have never had consent to call you. Anyone not on the permissionable list above that does not have express prior written consent in clear, conspicuous, and unambiguous language that grants them permission to call, text, or fax you. Okay, can't be vague. It has to be clear. You gave this person permission. You didn't. They can produce a clear documentation that shows that you opted in. You got them. Ringless voicemails. Okay, that's the voicemail message that go directly to your voicemail without ever making your phone ring. Okay, for those that didn't know, I kept on saying that, and some might be like, "What is that? What's ringless voicemails?" You ever got that? Your phone, you look at it, it's like, "Man, I got a text message. Oh, I ain't even hear the phone ring." You go to a text message, "Hey, how you doing? Don't hang up." But if you're hearing this, it's because you're special. That's a ringless voice drop of a ringless voice message, and unbeknownst to most of us, even myself, I didn't even realize, but those are not in compliance. And that's because people lie. Did you guys know that? You guys know that, right? You know humans lie, right? Well, yeah. So you go to their websites and it says, "Oh no, we're in compliance." Well, they're not. Okay. They might have used to be when they first came out because it was something new and the government had to, see a bunch of people complain about it before they say, okay, this is no longer illegal, like everything else. Okay. There are a ton of non-notices between of all the case laws in the states and federal levels, but I won't bore you with all of them. There's a list of landmark important cases at the end of this, and it's important to remember that there can be a standalone violation also. Do not call of the TSR, and that's for being on the do not call registry, even if the calls, texts, or faxes are not made with an auto dialer. Okay? There's a separate way to handle them, though. For now, I want to focus specifically on robocalls to your cell phone, and I'll deal with the unsolicited texts and faxes later. It's also important to note that despite our collective efforts, there are simply some callers against whom we will simply have no recourse, mostly because the calls come from overseas. Even if you were somehow able to locate them, you can never actually collect anything from them. Amongst the most frequent of them calls are anyone calling saying that they're from the IRS. I told you, right? IRS, and because the IRS never calls. So anytime you get that, just hang up the phone. Like I toy with those people now. People call, "Oh, it's IRS, yo man." I do. Oh man, well, I'm glad you called. How much I owe? Like $1,000. Can you go get a Walmart card and send it? I sure can. What do you need me to do? I literally did that last time. These idiots on the phone all the time. Okay, I'm walking to Walmart right in front. and then it was like, all right, so just tell us the numbers on the back. I said, okay, it's 1, 2, 5. Get it? It's like, no, I ain't get it. All right, 1. And I was like, hold on, wait, some numbers right here. It says KISSMYSCAMMER. You get it? You know what I mean? But like for real though, man, those are ones that, like I said, just hang up the phone. We get that because like so. And then the other scams attempting to for your tax. Send money for your tax bills you don't actually owe and anything. And those big scams. Oh, and lower your credit card interest rates. That's the other big no hang up the phone. Because usually they're trying to get your numbers, your credit card number, and so they can use it online. All right, so leave those alone. Those don't benefit you at all. So we're going to talk about tracking the calls. If you're getting a bunch of these type of calls, right, you're going to have to learn to track them effectively. So doing so will make all the difference in the world in your success in this endeavor. Right here, we're going to go over the information that you want to get. Okay, so you want to get the calling number, and and again, you don't want to sound obvious. What's your phone number? Who you calling me from? Who is it? You don't want to sound obvious. You want to make it, not you want to be discreet about it, but make it like a real conversation when you would really get someone's phone number. So you get the calling number. Excuse me. You want to make sure that you document the time and duration of the call. When they called, the time they called, and how long that call was. Okay, because all this is going to matter in court, and if they know that and they see that, then it's going to be easier for you to get the money when you start requesting it. Was there a pre-recorded message? Remember, that's the robocall. It's calling you without a human on it. Did you speak to a live person? Oh, this is what you want to write down. And I would check this off. Okay, so you see what I'm saying right now? This is what I would actually check off. And then put this on a piece of paper and make this like your actual checklist. I actually but when you're talking, when these calls come in, you are ready to go. You just have your book, pen, and then start running down. Oh, check it off as you get through it. Okay. A name and callback number of the person that you spoke with. I was saying, oh, you got a number and extension in case we get hung up, in case the phone hangs up. I know I can get a hold of you. Plus, I want to make sure you get the credit. Yeah, I know a lot of these are commission based. I want to make sure you get the credit when I call back. That way, he doesn't say, oh, I'll just call you. No, no, no. I want to call you back. And I know you want to get the credit, right? So you're gonna play into a psyche. Oh, yeah. Let me give you that number. I got me one, boss. Got me one. Yeah, you got you one, all right. All right, an overview was said on the call, so you can run back. Hey, yeah, this person was trying to sell me this show, and this person was trying to sell me a cruise, and that person was trying to sell me, some timeshare. But that way they don't get mixed up, because as time go on, you keep on doing this, you might get them like, oh, I forgot, get the lines start getting blurred. I don't remember if this one was this, and I don't remember if that one was that. Okay. Name of the company that they represented. Okay. The company website, because you're gonna be doing your due diligence. You're gonna find this stuff out. The company's BBB page. The Better Business Bureau. For those who don't know what that means. So those are the main things that you want to already have ready to write down. Okay, and that's easy. It's not a lot. Okay, so handling the calls. Okay, so you want to handling the calls, and the calls is something of a learned skill that you'll get better at after you've tried it a few times. Like I said, at first you might be a little timid, scared. You might be feeling like you ain't the one with power, so you're kind of calling them timid instead of calling them with like, yo, you owe me. You called me a bunch of times. I ain't got to bend over. I'm doing you a favor by willing to step. Or do you want to just go to court? You want to go get a lawyer that's going to cost you more than what I'm asking for? Think about it. They go get a lawyer. The lawyer's going to cost more to retain than the amount of money that you're asking for. And it's up to you, 100% up to you on how much you ask for. So you already have all your documents. You can say, look, they called me 10 times. Or you can say they only called me one time. If they only called you one time, they're only in for $500 to $1,500. So knowing that, you can ask for anything in between. You can say, all right, send me 300. They only call me once. Or you can say, I know you was negligence, $1,500. We can settle right now for $5. They're going to be like, let's do it. Sell it for $750. But most of the time, let's be honest, did they really just call you once? They done called you a few different times, And then once they done called you a few different times, you got them on the hook for multiple infractions. So you're going to be able to hit at that point and say, all right, send me $1,000, send me 1,500, because I got you for 15,000. All right, no problem. Thank you for being so understanding. Okay, so it's a learned skill. After you've tried it a few times, essentially your goal is to be talking on the phone with these people as if to try and make them give you much information as possible without making it seem like you're interrogating them. Okay, there's a few questions that you can typically ask right here to your prospects. Do you have a callback number? I had a similar call yesterday, and I tried to sign up, buy, purchase, whatever, but I had to hang up unexpectedly, and I forgot to get the number, so I didn't know how to get in touch with the salesperson or the agent. So remember, I told you that's a real good one, because it really does happen. How many times have you waited, did all this, push 1, push 8, push 9, finally got a hold of somebody, only to have the phone hang up in the middle of your conversation, and that person didn't call you back? So now you have to go back to that whole process all over again. This right here takes it out the mix. Now you ain't dealing with that, because we're gonna get the phone out. So that's very realistic. Amazon actually does that all the time, and so it's not something that's really foreign when you say that. Generally speaking, you should be able to get this with relative ease, because after all, these are salespeople trying to make a sale. Okay. Another question: can you send me an email with the details? Okay. Now it's a little bit tough sometimes to get the email, but at the same time, make it seem like they already got you. You already got me. They're gonna send me everything. Every company that's ever called me, if I was interested, they send me everything I asked for. Okay. What's the name of your company? Again, right time. They often go pretty vague, and a few examples would like healthcare enrollment center, or insurance would be like dealer services. stuff like that. For auto warranties, it'd be equity mortgage solutions, something, for mortgage financing, So knowing that they'll stay a little vague sometimes, that's why you want to ask, and then you do your own digging and do your own research, through Google, online, social networks. Start looking for them, search for them, and get those answers that you need. That way you don't, sometimes you're going to have to be you're going to have to be like an investigator a little bit. But for the most part, you're really not. If you use the right bait, they're going to give you all the information because they're going to feel like they're getting a sale. And that's the right bait. Make it feel like they got you. I don't care what they sell. Oh, what? You want to give me a timeshare? I was just looking at timeshares. That's why I moved to Vegas. I'm in Vegas. I need a timeshare. That's why I came. It must be a blessing. God sent. That's why you called me. Man, what's your name? You know what I mean? You know what? If Tom, I know, right? Yeah, Tom, man, it must be a God sent. Tom what? Tom what? My name's Kawan, man. What's your name? What's your last name? What Tom what? Tom Brady, man. Tom Brady must be my lucky day, because like I said, I was really looking for a timeshare, and you happen to call me. So what you got for me? And let them go running off at the mouth. They're gonna be happy because everyone else is hanging up the phone on them. Think about it. Most people hang up the phone, and they get like one of those sucker out of every 20, 30, 40 people that's saying, get off my line. So knowing that, they happy when someone sounds anything, you give them any enthusiasm. But if you're sitting there going, hello? Yeah, I'm looking for Kawan. Man, who is this? This is Tom Brady. What are you calling for? Because we had time shit. What's your name? Where you calling from? Do you have a phone number? What's your website? They were like, yo, no, I don't know what you got going on over there. You sound like the FBI or something. They out of here. So make it friendly. Like you said, DS them, whatever. Tell them what they need to hear. Because at the end of the day, once they feel comfortable, that's when you got them. Because they're just going to start going off at the mouth. You know how salespeople are. They can't help themselves. So you like, do you have a website? And BBB, all that. Okay? So once they are relaxed and think you're a legitimate prospect, they'll be far more likely to open up to you. Okay, and that's just the guys on shoot. So researching the violators. Okay, so you completed the call, gather as much information as you can. So now what? Okay, so now the most tedious part of this process begins. Maybe if the company that called you is one of the ones that goes, well out their way to hide who they really is, they're likely have done a number of things to remain in the shadows because they know what they're doing is illegal. They'll very likely be cryptic about their own name, about the company name, and where they physically work. Basically, any way they can be tracked. But the longer you keep them on the phone, the more they think you're a legitimate prospect, the more likely they'll share more of their real information with you. As you get more comfortable with taking the calls and familiar with the information, you need to get from each type of call that you're dealing with. You'll start to ad lib a little bit more. So you just start just coming natural. You won't have to be like cookie cutter talking to everybody. Like you shouldn't even be doing that anyways. You should really just tell them to like I said, to what they're trying to offer you, and then just get all the information that you need. The key is try to make it seem like less of a cold call, more like a friendly, casual call between a couple of new pals. You'll be amazed about how it works. Whatever information you're able to collect, research it. Anything and everything you have, Google it. You'll find entire websites devoted to handling robocall complaints. Be sure to read through the comments on those pages because occasionally others will have researched the companies as well, and then the information you're looking for might be right there. So at that point, you can simply move on to the next step, demanding your money. All right. So the following is a list of suggestions for researching the data you've collected during the calls from the listed presented early in the section. All right. So the calling number. Do search for the number and make sure you put the number in quotes. Anytime you put the number in quotes, it's specific to that, and that's what it's searching for. It's not searching for variations or a piece of the number and other things. It's going to just be searching for that number. Okay, very often, and that goes for any search. For those that don't know, also, if you ever want to search for something specific, like only royalty, nothing else, put it in quotes. Put it in, and when you do that, it's only going to search that. It won't be searching royalty crown or Kawan's royalty or royalty vodka. It won't do that. It'll just be royalty. So that's what you put in parentheses. Anything else you put like that. Very often, you'll be able to find information about who's calling just from this search alone. Many times, you'll find that a significant number of other people have been called from the same number. And while that may or may not be enough to locate the company, it could serve as evidence that the company that's calling did so willfully. which can help you in a court case, should you ever have to go that far. You really shouldn't, though. But remember that more often than not, there's spoof numbers you see on your call ID, meaning that it's a fake number, probably designed to make more likely to answer the phone. That's why so many of these calls will have the same area code and prefix as your own. The FCC can levy a $10,000 fine per violation for spoofing. Okay, and while that's not money that which you're entitled to, it definitely serves as a great deterrent to these companies once they get caught. But use caution. Even mentioning penalties faced in a case brought against them by the FCC is extortion and could land you in hot water. So remember, you don't want to come across like you're threatening them. Like you're just using your legal right. That's why we're going to use proper documentation and a proper verbiage when you're going after them. If you can't find anything on the number, you can always call the number and try to get information that way. But don't be shocked. If the number you see on your call ID isn't even a working number, sometimes it may belong to another company or possibly an underwriting consumer who has nothing to do with the call you receive. You should always try to look a little deeper than just the phone number, for sure. Okay? Rudimentary Google search for the number 2. By that, I mean don't just stop at looking for the complaint boards or chat forums that list robocaller numbers. If Google gives you 10 pages of search results, you can sometimes start at the back. Okay, instead of starting at the front, start at the back and work your way forward, because that way the search engines, because the way the search engines work and the clever search engine optimization of the people that develop and manage the sites, you'll likely see the first few pages where a fair amount of potential valuable information exists in the latter pages versus the front, because you'll see that people know their game, so of course they know that a lot of negative stuff's going to pop up, and they can ramp up the SEO and have them popping up on the front page in the first couple, and then you'll be blinded with the content you see on the front, not realizing there's more. Like, I'm pretty sure it's been certain times you search for something and then it has a whole bunch of comments, right? I mean, a whole bunch of results, and once you start looking, you see the results it's really come from the same website, just different pages of the website, but for the most part it's like Kwan.com /checkout, Kwan.com /bio, Kwan / how to make money. It's all these different pages, but it's really come from the same website that they got the SEO game up. You go past that, like 3 or 4 or 5 pages, and now you get the real content, all the other people. Okay, so that's what they mean by work from the back and then to the front. Okay, date, time, and duration of the call. This should be kept to prove that you have in fact been called, texted, and what number showed on the call ID. It's a good idea to screenshot your call log history for reference later on. Most cell phones only keep a pretty recent list of the calls, and the screenshots will save you from having to pore over all statements looking for numbers in the event that you need to prove that a call took place. So, you don't want to leave anything to chance. Things happen to phones break, SIM cards, wipe out, you just forget yourself. And so you keep a record. Plus, like I said, it's beneficial for you now because you already know it's money involved. So every single time they call, treat it like a business at this point. Oh, cool. The nice thing is you don't need a lawyer representation to do this either. You can represent yourself legally. So it's really the courts are really in your favor for once. You know what I mean? Usually, like, nah, they're not in your favor. You ain't got a rat's on a chance of winning this. You can't go up against the big corporations. This is the opposite. I think a Bank of America was on the hook last year and got caught robocalling. I think they said got fined. It was a crazy amount. Like, you can Google too. You can go Google this stuff. I don't like just throwing out stupid numbers just for the sake of throwing out numbers, but you can actually Google it and go see some landmark cases. And there's quite a few. And that's why I said these companies know what they're doing is illegal. So when you catch them, if they hand the cookie jar, they just give up the goods. They give you what you want, unless you're not being reasonable on some crazy number. But as long as it's reasonable, you're gonna pretty much get what you want more times than not. Was there a pre-recorded message? Hearing a pre-recorded message when you answer the phone is a dead giveaway that the call was made with an auto dialer. Try to write down as much of the information as you can for future reference. You'll often be prompted to press 1 to an operator or press 2 to be placed on our do not to call list. You might as well press 1 because pressing 2 usually doesn't do anything anyways. And pressing 1 will always allow you to talk to someone and try to get as much information that you need from that point forward. Okay. Mark down, did you speak with a live person? If so, be sure to get their first and if possible last name, depending on the type of call it was. You might be speaking to someone with a state-issued license, which will often be a matter of public record, a key way to find more info. This is especially true of people selling you life insurance products or insurance products, period. Okay, name and callback number of the person with whom you spoke. As mentioned above, try to get the first and last name of the caller. And again, because these calls are so often familiar with the fact that what they're doing is illegal, if you start hitting them with a bunch of questions, you'll spook them and they'll just hang up. Okay, so like I said, don't sound like an investigator, don't sound like an interrogator. Just make it sound natural. You naturally ask people's name. Hey, who am I speaking with? I will often ask their first name initially, assuming they don't give it right away. Then let them proceed with their pitch for a while before asking for the last name, which is a good tactic too. Remember that the more the caller believes you're a solid prospect interested in buying, the more likely they'll be ready to part with some of their information. This is especially true of the insurance calls. I often ask if a caller is going to be my personal agent. They love to reassure me that they are, and that if I have questions, I'll be able to reach out to them directly. That's a great time to ask for a last name and callback number. Also, many of the prospects or services people might be calling you to sell require that they be licensed in their state, your state, or both. That means their information will likely be available in some way in a state or federal database that you can search online. An overview of what was said on the call is next. And I'm running down these little bullet points, okay? And you're going to get outline all this. This is all in Elite University, to be honest with you. I'm just running it through because I know a lot of people learn better from hearing it and seeing it versus reading it themselves. So you'll be able to go read all this yourself. So don't feel like you got to sit here right now, take notes and get it all in. You don't have to take any notes. You get all this in your university. All I'm doing is just running it down right here. That way, if anybody have any questions afterwards and stuff like that, we can talk about it. And other than that, you can go back and research and re-research on your own time. Okay? So email the person an overview of what you said on the call. We're going to keep an overview. Email the person with whom you spoke. This is another one of the pieces of information that might be tough to get. If you get it, great. If not, don't worry about it. It's really just more of a guarantee that you can identify the caller. If you do get it, you can search for that address in social media platforms or just do a regular Google search. Name of the company they represented. Getting the name of the company might prove challenging. It can be equally rewarding when you do get it. You can search for the company on rating sites like Yelp or through corporate search sites like Corporation Wiki and Mantra. Many times, these companies are listed as defendants in lawsuits or punishments handed down by the FTC and FCC, or both. Remember that although the individual salesperson may be liable, they likely don't have as much money as the company and might be tougher to settle with. If you can go for the company, I would typically recommend doing so. So basically, Joe Schmo marketer that didn't really opt into his page, but he's been blowing you up with his ringless voice drops. You're probably not going to get much from him, when you send him the letters. That's basically what it's saying. So pick and choose your situation. Know what you're dealing with. That's why you do your research. If I research just the average marketer that's not making no money, no noise, that's probably why you use these tactics. I'll probably just let them off the hook. Especially knowing that, birds of a feather. We in the same bag. I almost look at it as bad karma. It's bad marketing karma. Like, dang, you went after the marketer, he's doing the same thing you're doing. So it's maybe not in the same way, but we come from the same cloth. We come from the same cloth. We're just trying to make a way in this marketing. So, like I said, but again, pick and choose. It's up to you. Okay. So the company's BBB page, another one. It's another cool little trick. So this one's a great find because it has a built-in complaint form. If you have correctly identified the company and information you have matched that on the BBB page for the company, you've at least been able to identify them. They will likely have good contact information also, and a contact person or two as well. I've had tremendous success in logging a complaint on the company's BBB page, if only to get them to contact you via email or by phone with a trackable non-spoof number. When making a complaint on the BBB, it's important to remember that the BBB reserves the right to ignore complaints it thinks should be handled elsewhere. In other words, if it's a matter that should be handled through a state or federal court, or if they think it's a matter of law, when you complain on the BBB, don't demand money. Demand contact from the company's representatives. You have a much better success rate dealing with them on their attorney, anyways. But don't make it seem like, don't make it a type of complaint that they say, oh, this should be handled in court, because now they're not going to publish it. Make it about your experience with the company or what the company did and didn't do and could have did better and blah blah blah. Okay, corporate ownership. If you ever have to sue a company, you are required to sue them by their full legal name and have the appropriate person served, oftentimes the registered agent for service. And while you hopefully not ever have to do this, because again, we're trying to settle, we're not really trying to show up in court and all that. Okay, it is important that the company you're going after knows that you're serious enough about this to have already researched the company and its key figures. This alone can often send a message that you mean business and perhaps make them more inclined to take your demand for payment seriously. As generally, only people to do that kind of research are those who intend to sue. Usually, that means attorneys. One of the easiest ways to find this information begins with finding the company's Better Business Bureau listing, because one of the BBB's criteria for accreditation is corporate transparency and can very often find out the actual corporate name and sometimes even a list of corporate officers using a site like corporationwiki.com. Those names can be searched relatively easily, assuming you can find them on that site. It's not at all unlikely that you'll find addresses and the states that they're incorporating. When you get to that point, you can search that state's records for more information, most of which usually has to be updated on an annual basis. And I can attest to that, because when you have a corporation, you have to file things uh, every quarter, depending on what type you have. But everything is documented. Everything, to who's board of directors, everything's documented. You can look it all up. Okay. I'd also like to share something with you regarding calls about service providers, something that requires a little bit more of an investment of your time and effort, but that typically has a pretty big payoff. It's dealing with home service providers who offer to come to your home. Many of the calls I was getting around the time that I first created this was from marketing companies that were trying to set up appointments for various home services. I was also receiving weekly calls telling me that roofers, air duct cleaners, solar panel installers, home security specialists, and others were conveniently going to be in my area doing inspections. Having had little luck in nailing the marketing companies behind these calls, I started simply scheduling appointments and letting representatives from the marketing companies' clients show up at the house. These service providers were simply sales assigned to the appointment, set by the marketing company with an interest in selling me their goods or services. I would always be there when they showed up. And as soon as they had identified themselves and given me the business card or promotion materials that I could use to demonstrate that they had in fact shown up, I would tell them I wasn't at all interested in what they were selling, but that was a distinct interest in speaking with the ownership of the company for which they worked. Usually they would be pretty quick to give me the information that I was looking for, at which point I would simply send them on their way and go back into the house. Many times, because they were taking place on my property, I audio and video recorded these interactions. Generally speaking, the ownership or management, when contacted, will offer the same kinds of excuses that the others would, and that we cover later in this. But eventually, I would get them to tell me exactly how it worked and who the marketing company was, at which point the real fun started. Why this? Now, I think while this technique is definitely effective, I think it's prudent to urge a certain amount of caution when dealing with anyone in a face-to-face manner, even if it's at your own home. Use common sense. Err on the side of caution when allowing a stranger to come to your home, and remember that they now have your address. Try to keep the meeting as brief and cordial as possible. Me personally, I won't go that route. I think that's a little bit too much. I'm not that interested in catching you up that I'm gonna set up a fake appointment, have you come to my house just to fish for information on who you really work for. It's a bit much for me. Can't say what it is for someone else again, because they say, hey man, and the bigger the company, the bigger the payout, right? So some of these companies could be very, very big influential companies that have way like that's a drop in the bucket. I got more to lose by even talking about this, and they'll just write the check. And that's who you want to talk to. You're not really trying to talk to Joe Smo broke, with the one pickup and trying to make a way and Home Depot parking lot. And then that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for the person that's going to pay with that wild ease. So that's why some of them it is in your best interest to go all out and go all the way. But for some, not so much. It says, I get robocalls, recordings that ask me, do I have insurance since I retired at 65 and 38? So I know it's a scam. Yeah. So it says, the demand letter. If you believe that you've been illegally called and you have accurately identified whereabouts of the caller, it's now time to make the polite yet stern request for money. All right. And I'm going to kind of end here with this because it's pretty long, but I pretty much got through the gist of the part that I want to tell you, like the main part, which is basically how it pretty much works, why it's legal, why you're in your rights to do this, okay? How you able to do this. You can go and actually watch the whole, read up on this whole thing, because like I said, we're not gonna go through all this, you know. But the most important thing is right there. We have all the statutes. Let me go right here to our resources. So we got the template right here. So this is your template. All right. So the TCPA and TSR template should be used in the event that you have received one or more texts or calls from a company using an auto dialer or predictive dialer of some kind, and your number has been on the do not call registry for at least 30 days. Update the area in red with the okay. So you got this one, and then word about facts, and it breaks down everything. See, it breaks down your about texts, about faxes, okay, everything. Arguments that they might try to hit you with, they're going to, so we got everything's laid out. Everything that you're going to need. All you got to do is just go through this. It's only 21 pages. So it's not even extensive, okay? And then this is the template right here. Like I said, you write this out. Remember, you're going to need the date. You're going to need the company information. It's going to be attention to them, read your cell phone number, and the amount that you're demanding. And it's going to say regarding the demand amounts. So regarding the $100, please know that this number is entirely up to you. Historically speaking, in my experience personally, and while working for attorneys, I would typically demand 50 to 75% of whatever the statutory damages were. In terms of calculating those damages, here's the formula that historically used. Okay, so a TCPA, an auto dollars, 500 per violation, 1,500 for violation of this communication that was willfully. Okay, which is going to be most cases. Therefore, a text call assumed willfully would be a 1,500 statutory penalty demand, and you can ask for like 750 to $1,000 for that. Okay, if they made 2 calls, that would be 3K. You can demand 1,500 to 2,000. If they made 3 calls, 4,500, you can demand 2,750 to 3,000. So you see what I'm saying? So forth and so on. Just keep going and on. And then you just change your information right here. It says, to whom it may concern, I am writing you regarding your recent unsolicited communication to my cell phone number from your company for marketing purposes. The communication was unwanted and was made without my express invitation, permission, or consent. Please review the attached document for the time and date information regarding communication. As you are or should be aware, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, and for those who don't know, that's what TCPA stands for, makes it illegal to solicit sales to cellular devices via call or text message. And then they got the case, the 2 penal codes right there. Dead bang, dead bang, got them right there. The statute provides that a person who violates the statute is liable for $500 in damages for each violation. If the court finds that the defendant acted willfully or knowingly, regardless of whether you knew about the TCPA or not, the court may triple the damaged amount. Okay? Because you contacted me on my cell phone at a number listed on the National Do Not Call Registry, I have reason to believe that you willfully or knowingly violated the law, which makes you liable for up to $1,500 per violation. That's why I said put yourself on that list. Because if you put that self on the list, they can't say, "Oh, I didn't know." How you didn't know? I was on the list. Okay, but if you're not on the list, they can play that game. Then they only owe you like 500 instead of 1,500. By virtue of this unwetted communication, you have violated multiple provisions of the TCPA, and in so doing, exposed yourself to substantial statutory penalties. But in the interest of saving all parties involved the time, trouble, and cost of litigation in federal court, I would urge you to accept this very equitable one-time offer. Please send, made payable to me, certified funds in the amount of $1,000 to the address listed within 5 days of your receipt of this correspondence. In exchange, I will release any and all claims related to this matter and forego any reports, complaints, or grievance to the state or federal government agencies or authorities not yet made. If you do not choose to settle, I can assure you that I will do my part to help enforce the law as Congress intended and will sue you for violating the law. Additionally, I may decide to seek class action certification in a suit against you, as I am certain that I am not the only one to have received this type of unlawful communication from your company. Respectfully, and then your information. That's it. That's it. You send that, your job is done. Now it's a waiting game. You just wait for a response. They got to respond. You send it certified mail. It's a real company. You're not doing some Mickey Mouse. That's why I said don't send it to the Joe Smo marketer. You know, and then the TCPA template should be used in the event that you have received one or more texts or calls from a company using an all dollar predictive dial of some kind, and your number has not been on the do not register list for at least 30 days. Okay, so this is if you haven't been on that. So I say, like, you get a call tomorrow, like, oh, I'm not on it yet, but I'm going to take advantage. Then this is where you would do it at. Okay, TCPA should be used, and same thing, same. It's got the same penalties. 500 to 1,000, 1,500, but it's just different. It's just a different format right here. So, like, to whom it may concern, I'm writing you regarding your recent unsolicited communication to my cell phone number from your company for marketing purposes. Communication was unwanted and was made without my express invitation, permission, or consent. Please review the attached documents for the time and date information regarding communication. As you are or should be aware, the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, TCPA, makes it illegal to solicit sale to cellular devices via call or text message. And then got the penal code again. Okay. The statute provides that a person who violates the statute is liable for $500 in damages for violation per violation. If the court finds that the defendant acted willfully or knowingly, regardless of whether you knew about the TCPA, the court may triple the damages awarded. By virtue of your multiple unwanted communication, you have violated multiple provisions of the TCPA, and in so doing, exposed yourself to substantial statutory penalties. But in interest of saving all parties involved, and then just like before, okay. So, and then at the end, you have all your resources, okay. So this is the text TCPA, so you can see, of course, document not found, right? Oh, here we go. Well, for some reason, I don't know why I go, but you can go to the FCC.gov website. That's all it is, the website. And you go to their website, and then you can go get the overview of the TCPA, and you can also get from the TSR. So all you got to do is go to the FCC.org, and you can get that information. Okay. Also, Corporation Wiki for searching corporations to see who's the owners and the names and all that stuff. Get that information. Whois.com for those that don't know. That's and all these links is in the universe too. For those who know, that's how you can tell who owns a website, and who's the owner behind it and all that. If they register, a lot of times if they being shady, it's not going to register that stuff. But if they doing everything legit, then they will. Okay, not sure if you call. Do not call registry complaints. Okay, if you just want to file a complaint with the FTC, can you record calls in your state? You want to see, this is in case you want to record the actual transaction. If you're going to record what's going on, then you want to make sure that you're allowed to do that in your state. Like in my state, in Vegas, I have to get the party's permission. So I can't just be recording them and then not ever let him know that he was being recorded. It would never hold up in court. And so here goes some case laws of people that's lost. You can actually use this too. Like in the case of Walker versus National, and make it pertain to yours. And guys, really, that's really all that you need, to be honest with you. It's really that simple. It's not complicated at all. The main thing you're really going to do is just really send this letter off you're going to, and make sure that you document all that information. Right now, it seemed long just because I was reading it to you. Right now, it seemed long just because I was reading it to you. Hold on, let her know we on the meeting. Can train and call you out. Okay, and this. So yeah, so once you go back, so what you're going to have access to when you go into the university, you're going to see right here. And let me go and get it. We're going to zoom in for my, knows that them eyes ain't what they used to be. Sure they are. All right, so look, these are courses for those that don't know. Someone coming in for the first time, this your first time being here on one of our trainings and you ain't went back here yet, you'd be surprised how many people sleeping on the university ain't coming back here. So here go our courses. Our team training is always going to be right here. So this training tonight will be right here. And then these are other courses that you can take that's beneficial for your business. I'm not going to get into those right now, but I just want you to pay attention down here at the bottom where you see that this course has been added. Okay? So all you got to do is just click that course, and it'll bring you right here. And when you click on right here, you should see when you click on the course, you should also be able to see your resources right here. And this is where you'll be able to download the PDF. So download the PDF there, and you'll be able to see it. So now I'm gonna give you guys a quick treat and let you watch this, so you can go see this in action to see that this is the real deal. Even the newsman made one. Check it out.
Well, he got my attention, probably yours, with that pile of cash the other day. And now it's up. It's time to stop teasing us and tell us how he did it.
Yeah, consumer reporter Steve Noviello got pretty popular around the newsroom, walking around with that pile of cash. He declared war on robocalls. And Steve, we think you won. What's your secret?
All right, here we go. Take a look. We're talking about plenty of cash that came from robocallers, believe it or not. Because here's the deal. There are billions of these robocalls made every single day. North Texas now second in the nation when it comes to receiving them. So what do? You try and opt out. You block the number. You're on the do not call list. So am I. None of it works. Well, this does. 5,750 reasons why I now look forward to robocallers. And so can you, because the law allows us to collect cash when they call. The endless,
20, 30 times a day.
annoying
And they always tell you that you're winning some type of prize.
robocalls from telemarketers.
Hello?
I get them too, despite being on the do not call list.
The back race is free?
But while yours might end in bye-bye,
I hang up and I block.
lately mine end in cha-ching. That's $5,750. And it took me 10 days to collect it.
The calls can be worth $500 to $1,500 a piece.
Consumer credit expert Doc Compton
I was getting literally 15 to 20 calls a day.
runs robocalls.cash for $47. The site sells the secret to turn the tables on telemarketers who use illegal auto dialers and pre-recorded messages.
They know that what they're doing is wrong.
He points to a little-known part of the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, designed to protect you from auto dialers and robocallers. It also allows consumers to collect cash from callers who break the law.
You want to take the call.
First, invest a little time. It's a small business loan. See what the caller wants and collect as much information as you can.
Yes, but who are you?
But be careful.
If you ever try to ask them too many questions, a lot of times they'll just get a little skittish and hang up on you.
Instead, show interest, and they're more likely to reveal a company name,
What's the name of your company?
maybe a website, or better yet, ask them to email information. Now you've got a way to contact them, cite the law, the penalty, and demand your money or else.
One of two things is going to happen. They're either going to completely ghost you and disappear, or they're going to negotiate.
Take a look. Doc's got the payouts to prove it.
$1,500 wire deposit, $1,500 check, $5,000 check.
So we followed his site suggestions.
Do you have a website, maybe?
Mined for information,
Actually, I grew up there. Which part?
then put all the pieces together.
Let's see how easy you were to find.
Some companies were well hidden. Others found fast with a simple web search. Then
Unsolicited calls.
we copied the letters in Doc's kit and sent them certified to 4 companies, alleging each one had made contact multiple times with an auto dialer and pre-recorded message. 2 said we'd have to sue, but the other 2
You did get my letter, and I'm sitting here looking at the tracking receipt for it.
negotiated almost immediately.
I mean, if you've identified the right person, they've called you, they're on the hook.
One company insisted they'd only broken the law once. Well, remember, that's a $1,500 fine. We settled for $750 after just 1 day of a few emails back and forth. The other denied calling at all, but when we received another call from the same company.
Now I'm into you for 7,500.
They immediately offered to settle for $5,000. Now, when those calls come, it's the seller who's sorry. Political messages and those from 501c3 not-for-profit charities are exempt from the law. Anybody else who calls, who texts, even sends you a fax with an automated message is breaking the law, and that can be worth cash. Money you saw me collect during this segment was donated to charity. Now, you can do this all for free on your own, or you can check out this guy's kit, step-by-step instruction.
All right. So that's it in action. You guys got the same thing right there, so you don't have to waste your time with all that and buying anything. Just pretty much just go into your back office in Elite University. This is the training right here. Like I said, click here. You'll see the this is just the video right here. This one right here is the course. Download it and download the course as you see fit, and you can also right here. So download the course. Just hit that. Boop. And download it. Okay. See. There you go. And get to busy. Have fun. I get a call like that 4 times a day from RoboCalls. Well, it's all money now, and if it's the same person calling you 4 times, yeah, that's an easy $1,000 you should be able to negotiate right there. Okay.
Thank you, Kawan. While you were talking, I went into my visual voicemail, and I've got 11 of them, and about 8 of them are using the exact same verbiage, but a different email address. So I'm pretty sure it's the same company.
And don't forget, guys, you get to go back 4 to 5 years. So you can go back into your, like me, yeah, like you just said, I got that same crap. So I could easily go back in there and just go through the whole little thing. I think it says at least 95. So I can go back at least 95. And most of those is telemarketers.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the bad one. Hi, your name has been picked for, oh my God, like every day. I done changed it. My number blocked. It does not matter. So I'm just like, okay. Now I take it off a block, it's going to be flooding in with that crap. And then, like I said, you strategically go to certain sites that you know it's going to turn in turn. They're going to just sell you information and have a bunch of people calling you. No problem. Call. Let's go. You know, because like I said, when you call these bigger companies that's really doing it on a large scale, they're just going to pay you off. They're not that. It's a lawyer's going to cost more than $1,000 to fight this. You know, so why even waste your time? Oh, you just want $1,000 from me? Quick 500? That's it? Oh, I'll send that right now. You know, I would send it if it was me. You know, if you did that to me, you got me on the hook for 10,000. All you want is 500 from me. Here you go. Travis said, that's why I don't miss training. All right, so let's see. I get a call like 4 times a day. Wow, now that assures you they knew you got. Oh, okay. Is it okay to incorporate the Elite University training into our other opportunities? Absolutely. Now, be strategic on what you do. Don't give away everything. Give away little pieces. Give away certain things. But definitely, you're supposed to be using this information and in turn turn around and making yourself a boss, making yourself be able to give something like you don't have to say, you don't have to give them this exact course, but you can literally recite what was just done, and you can say, look, you know, you can get money for robocalls and blah 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 blah, and then just provide them the template. That's the short version. Like you ain't gotta give them the whole PDF. Give them just enough. Give them enough. You know, and then it puts you in the boss state, because if you emulate instead of duplicate, then now you can actually sell it. You can't sell somebody else's work, but if you just put in your own words, right? You make your own video. You do. Why can't you sell that? That's still valuable information. But you got to put in your own words. You got to rewrite it. You got to redo it. Now that you've done that, you're in your right to give off information. Information is meant to be shared. So now you can share it for a fee. $25. They're charging $47. You charge $25. Boom. It's not like you're selling air and hype. This is something that's actually going to help people. Everyone's getting these calls. Every single person gets these calls. So even if they only got one payment, man, wow, come on, I just got payment for $4,000, $5,000. That show came in handy. That was definitely unexpected, right? So definitely, definitely benefits you. But you have to be and to do it, and you don't have to be on the do not call list. The reason why you're on that because that means they literally broke the law now and knew it because they're supposed to check that list before they call you. So if they called you, then that means they didn't do their due diligence, or they did do their due diligence and just didn't care. And either way, that now makes him liable for 1,500 instead of 500. If you only got him on the hook for 500, it's a big difference to have him on the hook for 1,500 and then have him for multiple violations. You know, like Michael said, he said he had it for 4 violations. You know what I'm saying? So what is that? That's $6,000 right there. Okay. So with $6,000 sounds a lot better than $2,000. Plus, it lets you be able to ask for more. If they owe me $6,000, I can ask for $2,000 right now for a payout. You know, I can say you owe me 6. You know, what you got $6,000 with the violations? Just give me 1,000.
Hey, Kawan.
They say 5. Yup.
Hey, on the 26th, I got 17 calls, which like 2 and 3 minutes apart. And the app that I'm using is called Should I Answer, and it lets me know if it's a telemarketer.
Man, oh man.
And this was at work.
Man, oh man. And I'm telling you, your phone, I've been getting lately, I've been getting texts. I don't know where these people find you from either, but I've been getting a lot of texts lately from telemarketers. And no, I was like, uh-oh. And the ringless voice drop. See, I'm glad I don't use that no more. I used it in the very, very beginning. I was like, and the conversion rate was so crappy. I was like, I'm not doing this. But I'm glad now because a lot of people think that those things are legal and it's not. They're not in compliance at all. You can literally take someone to court for 515. And people are petty. That's another thing too. We can't be just sleeping on this. People are petty. So we mess around and just think that no one's going to call you out. You send out like 1,000 texts a day, 1,000 phone numbers. You don't think one out of 1,000 is going to sue you? You know what I mean? This made me even tighten up. I was like, oh wow, I need to tighten up myself because I know it's been times where I done text people that I know they ain't opted in, but I got their number. I'm done with that. It ain't worth it. What template would I give out thinking about using it as a bonus for enrollment in one of my opportunities? Would that be viable? I wouldn't give this one away. We have other stuff that you can give away. Plus, we have this. This is what you can give away. If you want to give stuff away, again, I don't know. You guys don't be using this that much. You guys got to start using what you have. Save the good stuff.
Facebook ads training.
Facebook.
I've got about 30 leads giving away the Facebook ads training.
Right here, Facebook ads training. You get full modules. It's professional. They're logging in, so you can really you can make it like about you. You're like, hey, I got an extensive training tonight. Be able to log into your own back office and be able to train at your own time, at your own speed, and then make sure you get the information. Make them opt into something so you can like Mike said, you can make it an actual lead that you're getting. And man, run that play. That's the way to go. But that's one thing to give away. We have PLR store right here with tons of stuff to give away. And I'm about to update this and put more stuff in there right now because most of the stuff I put in 2018. So now I put all 2019 stuff up in here. But still, stuff is still tangible right now. Look at all that stuff.
When they opt into that, I send them right into a Royaltie autoresponder. I just put a post up and all I hear is bling, bling. People love it.
Yep. And you can get this away all day. Mike is the only one I see getting away to training, so he's killing it. And oh well, that's what you should be doing. Because every time I keep saying this and I keep seeing nobody doing it, and I'm like, you know what? Well, blame yourself. At the end of the day, when people aren't successful, blame yourself if you're not doing little things like this. I'm not going to tell you guys do big things. It don't take nothing to take this right here and say, yeah, you know what? I like this modern Twitter marketing or the Snapchat riches. You know what? I don't know how to market Snapchat, so I know a lot of other people probably don't either. They'll like to buy this. I'm going to go and sell this. So, I'm going to get this away on my wall. You get this whole screenshot. Look at this. Boom, put this on your wall. Now, let me go and zoom in. To really show y'all what's going on here. So you sit there, it ain't nothing but a download. Look at a download. That's it. That just download to make sure did I download that? Oh, I was like, why is it download? Because I'm already in my own back office. But this is nothing but a download. You download these things right to your desktop, upload to Facebook, give away the goods. You know what I mean? Now you're looking like a boss instead of someone just begging for information all the time or begging for someone to opt into your page and you don't want to give away nothing but sell them something. So these are all lead magnets. Look at all these lead magnets you have right here. And they all stuff that's going to attract them just by what it's saying. That's what I was playing on. I was like, okay, I need something that's going to attract them just off of what it's saying. So look, YouTube income streams. Hey guys, how would you guys like to get a free income? I mean, a free YouTube training right now that I'm giving away today only just for being my friend. Comment below. That's so you can get engagement, right? So next time you put up a post about something, it gets eyeballs. Instagram marketing 2018. Now we're going to have one since 2019. But again, could you have given this away last year? YouTube marketing 2018. Could you have given this one away? ClickBank marketing. A lot of people don't even know what ClickBank is. ClickBank marketing secrets. Did you guys know that you can do more than just Instagram and Facebook? Have you ever thought of ClickBank? What is ClickBank? I'm giving away some training on that today. Opt in below. Facebook retargeting. Everybody want to know about Facebook. So anything that even has to do with Facebook, matter of fact, Mike can bundle this. If you want, Mike can bundle this and get even more out of people. What would we call that? Upsells. Upsells. You know what I'm saying? First,
Great idea.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your first membership site. You don't think somebody want to learn how to make a membership site right now? You can tell them, man, you don't want to be a boss. You need to start doing your own thing. You see, Kawan got to get money like a boss. He got Kawan.com. He got all these other things. We need to make our own. How you make a membership site? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make a regular old Wix site or a WordPress site, but to make a membership site, like where people actually opt in, they got a back office. You know, you can make affiliates. I don't know how to do that. Oh, well, guess what? I got free training tonight that's going to teach that. Opt in below. Look at my royalty video and get this free training on Facebook or Facebook page templates. How would you guys like my a whole bunch of my best templates? I got some templates. You can even show what the templates look like. Put into a slideshow. You see what I'm saying? But you guys got to put in the work. You got some people that's on the fence. Look at the art of living in the moment. Maybe you need to get that away. You know what I mean? Because we talk to their subconscious. After reading this, maybe they'll buy something now. Because you got to start living in the moment. You're overthinking. Oh, you don't believe you can do it? Maybe you need to give them this one right here. Born to Succeed. Let's give them that one. Let's give them that one. Maybe after that, they'll go and buy something. But you have everything you need right here. Twitter, eBay, blockchain. You know, what is that? What is that? Twitter, ecom, Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
You got everything you need right here. List building, how to build a list, extreme branding. That's all we ever talk about, branding yourself. Give away this book, branding. But to give away nothing, you have all this. Look at you have to health and wellness, detox your body.
That's a health product too.
Yeah, you in health and wellness. Okay, no problem. Which one you in, Jennifer?
Longevity.
No, all right. So you in longevity. Boom, give away, detox your body. Just for looking at my longevity video or longevity video. Boom. Now
You know what surprised me? I put them in groups, and usually don't get much out of groups. I'm getting all my leads out of groups.
because you're still giving something though. You're not begging for nothing.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you reverse. Remember, we told you that reverse pitch.
Mhm.
He's dealing with the reverse. Like, man, look, I don't want your stuff. I'm giving you. Here, take. Here you go. I'm not trying to take nothing. I don't need nothing from you. Here you go. Take this. So they're like, oh well, humans. No, I'll take it. Give me something more. It's free.
I went into a social media marketing group and gave away Facebook ads and got almost 30 leads.
I'm telling you guys, and if you guys got the OSP, which you guys should, if you got the OSP, oh my God, it's so beautiful to watch that cha-ching just go off all day. And I mean, literally, if you marketing right, your thing will cha-ching all day. I'll show you leads coming in all day. Look, 1 hour ago was my last OSP lead. Let me see if it's actually showing the numbers. Because I haven't looked at my thing today. I'll actually okay, yeah, I will. All right, watch this. Let me show you something real fast. I'm telling you guys, we practice what we preach here. So I don't tell you guys do anything that I don't do myself. So let me go show you what you should be doing. Okay, you should be building your list at all times. Even with Kawan, makes over $1,000 with royalty. Already have a following. Already put over 982 people into royalty. We almost at 1,000, y'all. But 982 people in the royalty, and still I do the same income generating activities as everyone else. So let me go show you something real fast. Let me go show you how important it is to build. What does that say right there? 48. 48 new leads. And let me show you how consistent these leads come in, so you know that this isn't just like a one-time thing. So let's go to the leads, and let's see when these leads are coming in. So what is that? The 29th, right? Today's the 29th. So there we go. 29th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then look at, then the 28th. Look at 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then look at the 27th. You know, slow day. It was only 2. Then 26. But the thing I want you to pay attention to is look at every single day. I'm bringing in a lead of some sort. I am building my list. Look at every day. 25. So now we're going to go by the dates. The 25th, the 24th, the 23rd, the 22nd, 21st, the 20th, the 19th, the 18th, the 17th, the 16th, the 15th. We're going to see if we literally got a lead every single day. The 15th. Hold up. Look like I lost it. 15, 18. Okay, hold up. Okay, 18, 17, 16, 15. There we go. There we go. Back on track. 15. Look at 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Come on, let's keep the record going. 9, 8. Come on, don't break. Uh-oh, it might have broke. We was on a good run. So 7 and 6, I didn't make nothing. Wait, no, we still on 8. Okay, hold up. 8, 7. There we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Literally got leads every single day, and it still don't stop. We're still getting leads right now as we speak, right? It don't stop. That's what you should be doing to build. Now think about this. I just show you leads coming in every single day. Some of you probably came and showed me a lead came in all month.
I hear his phone going off all the time.
Hold on. I don't want them not seeing your face while you're talking.
I always hear his phone going off, go ching, ching. I'm like, where's this going to be?
Oh, yeah, you hear it the first time, right? All the time.
Yeah, but all the time. For the past couple of days I've been here, guys. I hear his phone go ching, ching. Like, hey, transfer that over to my phone.
To be honest with you, it goes off so much, I don't even pay attention no more. Like, I don't even realize it. Like I said, I didn't even know I have 48 sitting there because it's going off too much. I can't be like every single time.
Guys, I have been here with Kawan for a couple of days now, and I have 61 people new on my Facebook page.
Marketers. And to be honest with you, that didn't take 2 days to happen either. That took just you know, if we have been at this for the whole 2 days, she'll have a lot more than that. And believe that, you know. But with the knowledge that she has now, what she's taking on, yeah, she'll be building that list up. And not only did she get, she got people calling her, she got people even contacting her, more people liking on her posts, more people engaging with her, exchanged the phone number, and all this happened within an hour of some training that we just went through, you know. So just put in the work. Cece said hi, Jen. Rod said hey, Jen.
Hi. Just a minute.
Travis.
I'm going to show you guys something.
Okay, so let me see. I got another question. You can also get a verification email from Do Not Call list showing the date you registered your number. You can send that email with your verification. Absolutely, so that you can do. She's right. When you send a text with a link, should I click on the link to get the name of the company? When they send a text with a link, excuse me. Oh, yes. As long as you're not opting out in. Like, you're not opting in. You're not giving them permission to do anything. Make sure there's no small print that says, hey, when you click here, you're giving us permission to spam the hell out of you. You know, as long as it ain't that type of situation, then yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys something real quick. I should start working on this morning. I had 1,984 friends.
1,984 friends?
Look how many I have now.
They might not be able to see it, but it's that one. It's that camera. And they might not be able to see it, but what you showing them? How many? Can't see it. Tell them the number, though.
It's 2,045.
So you got 2,045 marketer friends. These are targeted friends, marketers. And you start off with how many?
I started out with 1,984, which is a total of 61 additional friends.
So she put 61 new friends in her list, all marketers, okay? They already started engaging with her page, already started sending likes, comments, love already, okay? And 60 just right now. So now let's do the math real fast. Wait a minute. You just put 60 in. It only took you not even 8 hours to do it. Okay, so we do that every day. And actually, let's just round that 60 to 100 because she can get 100 a day, to be honest with you. With this tactic that I showed her, you can get 100. So 100, that's 500 new people in my business, into my friends list every week with 2 days off. I like to give the days off. Let's say you took the weekends off. Okay, you was at this just from Monday to Friday. So that's 500. That's 1,000 in 2 weeks. Okay, and that's 2,000 new people within my organization at the end of the month. Let that sink in. 2,000, and these are modest numbers, guys. I'm gonna be honest, because I can get like 300 people a day. I'm gonna be honest, but let's just say 100. You shoot for 100. With those numbers, if you put 2,000 marketers, 2,000 birds of a feather, 2,000 Jennifer Bishops, 2,000 Kawans, 2,000 Michaels, 2,000 Travises, 2,000 of those type of thinking people into your friends list, do you really think that when you post on Facebook, no one's going to show you love anymore? Do you think it's going to be complicated to get your point across? Do you think when you post something, they're going to say, is that a Ponzi? Is that one of those pyramids? That's one of those pyramid things. You think they're going to say that?
Of course not.
Nah, these are birds with feather. You show Kawan something that can make money, Kawan looking. You talk about they got a great comp plan and we can do it, Kawan's paying attention. You talk the last thing coming out of my mind is it's a Ponzi. I am doing my due diligence. I am making sure it ain't nonsense, but I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving it a look at. I'm not prejudging it like your friends, family, and loved ones are gonna do in your whole warm market because they're not your inner circle. They're not a part of this world that we call online marketing. They don't even believe you can make the type of money that you can make. No one will believe that you can make $18,000 from selling. Actually, we don't even sell these no more. I was about to say these, but we don't even sell those no more. So now we're selling virtueness. $18,000 worth of virtueness. Think about that. Let that sink in. I'm making like doctor money. I can sit there with a doctor. Like, what you do? Man, I'm working on hearts all day. What you do? I'm sitting in front of my computer all day. No one will really believe that. They don't even believe that's possible because the doctor know what he had to go through to get that type of money. The lawyer know what they had to go through to get that type of money. Come on, sitting back here like this. Yeah, I'm working hard, but I'm doing it in front of a computer, sitting back, relaxing, eating snacks, and enjoying life. The lawyer ain't doing that. He getting to court. He got all kinds of proceedings. He got to hurry up and get there. Yes, motion to strike. He working for that check. He working his butt off. I'm working, but it's a different type of work. You know, I could take off. I could tell you guys, hey guys, you know what? I'm not going to be able to show up tomorrow, and it's okay. You know, I could say I'm working from the bed today. I don't feel like getting up. I got a laptop, and it's okay. Lawyer can't do that. He can't do proceedings from the phone. He can't be strike, Your Honor. You know what I mean? I moved to strike. Ain't happening. But I can do that. You see what I'm saying? So our world is not real in the rest of the world other than the people that's in this world, and that's us. You know, and that's because you're supposed to put more people like us in your friends list. So anybody that's been here, I keep saying it. I say it so much. But anybody that's been here for 6 months or a year on my team, and God forbid you've been with me for 2 years, you've been here for the whole time riding this train with me. If you don't have every bit of 5,000 friends, smack yourself. Literally, just go in the mirror and just smack yourself. Because like I know, I just showed you. She just said 60 people. 60. Okay? Round that to 100. By the end of the night, she's going to have 100. I told her when you go home, you're going to have 300 people. That's the goal, 100 to 300 people by the time you go home right now because we ain't had a lot of time to start. But if you had enough time to start, it showed you how to put 2,000 people in a month. So in a year's time, let's do that. 2, 4, 6. Well, Facebook only gives you 5. So in 3 months, you should have been able to hit 5,000 at a bare minimum. But wait a minute, you had more than 3 months to go. You had 4 months, you still couldn't hit 5. You had 5 months, you still couldn't hit 5. You had 6 months, you still couldn't hit 5. 7, 8. Now, you see where I'm going with this? At this point, you could just put 5 little raggedy people, 500 people into your list a month, and you still would have had 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 in less than a year. 5,000 in less than a year. If you have 5,000 people that think like you, talk like you, walk like you, you're going to be more successful. But if you keep on just marketing to your friends, family, loved ones, and the little doggy pictures, That's why you're not being successful. If you're liking your own, if you have to like your own status in order to get engagement, then it's time to start filling up your friends list. Okay. All right, who's leaving? Somebody said good night, Mike. Michael, I got to bounce, guys. Got an appointment. Great training. Going to start on this tomorrow. Have a great night. All right, Michael. Appreciate you. It's one of my top elites, so always appreciate him. We're actually coming to a close, so we're going to go to our Q&A portion of this now. Any questions you might have, and if not, then we're going to wrap it up. So, questions. And you can unmute yourself when you ask the question, so you don't have to type.
Hey, Kwan, can I do an old-fashioned cold calling if I dial like 10 people a night? Is that going to violate any kind of rule?
Only if those people have opted in to some type of, like, most, like, the leads we get are cool. Those are opted in leads. You can call those people. And you are allowed to call. Remember, these are robocalls. You know, regular calls fall up under a different thing. You're still not allowed to just be spamming people like, hey, how you doing? You don't know me from a can of paint, but I'm calling you. That's still really technically illegal. Yeah, most people, like I said, what's the chance anything gonna happen? And they're not really looking for marketers. They're looking for companies. That's why you do your research. You see who it is, and once you find them, you're like, this isn't really worth my time. You know, this person's probably not going to show up to court. So you heard it? Cha-ching! That's cool, right? Right in real time.
That was perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Can't get no better than that, right?
Yeah.
I have a question.
All right, shoot.
And how are you? And the training was great. So me, my husband, and my son all have cell phones, and we all get those calls. Can I write a letter for each phone, even though it's in their name?
Yep.
It's in our household.
Absolutely. That's a transaction each time. Now, the person that owns the phone should be under the registration, under the registry, but those are all different transactions. Those are different numbers. So what you need to do is you need to register each number. If you're allowed to do, I think 3 or 4 at a time, go to the registry list and then register that number. Register that number. Register that number. So every number in the house, when that call comes in, whoo, start documenting.
And this counts if you're already registered. We've been registered with the Do Not Call registry.
Perfect. You're good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. Jose, great training, Kawan. As always, got a meeting in the morning. Thanks. Always appreciate it. I appreciate you as well, Jose. Good night. Everybody with things like that, wish you well in your meetings. You got some closing and anything. Hope it works out in your favor. I gotta bounce. Can't close. All right, any more questions? That's crazy. 17 calls. Woo!
I could not handle that.
That's not. Hey, it's gonna be money now. It's gonna be money.
I'd be like, cha-ching.
It was getting a little bit for me. It was just one who was calling me. It was like, come on, man.
I actually have people call me that many times. I don't have record of it anymore.
It was ridiculous. The one that was calling me out. Now I'm ready for him. Now I was like, man, like.
Does the bill collectors fall under that?
No, not bill collectors. Cause they got to write. Like, well, where's our money at? You know what I mean? So bill collectors don't fall under that. Yeah, I ain't suing bill collectors. Like, yeah, he was trying to get money from me. Well, do you owe money? Yeah, but I ain't telling him he can call me about it. And that's not quite on that.
Sure. But yeah, I've had network marketers do that to me. I know you're a network marketer. I am too.
Have you ever tried to sue, Kawan? You asked me if I ever tried to sue anybody? Travis?
Probably.
Oh, the robocallers. Nope, you shouldn't have to get to a point of having to sue nobody. It should all get settled, to be honest with you. And if it got to suing, I probably wouldn't even take it that far. I mean, I'm not really trying to walk into court and show up and all that for like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I mean, that's me. I know some people like, man, that's enough for me to walk into court with. You know what I mean? You old bougie, come on, making $18. I ain't making no $18. You know what I mean? So let me not downplay that like that's a little bit of money, but I just feel like that's a lot of work or something for me to be walking in. I would pick and choose. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. If it was like AT&T or something like that, or I had some big corporation on the hook, oh yeah, I'll take it all the way because I'm already knowing it ain't no way that they're gonna take it. Then if they are stupid, then it is in my favor. And at least if the court awards me some crazy amount of money, they can actually pay it. It's not gonna be a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna ask for 2,000. 2,000 is good, but just play it by the amount of times they called you. Yeah, calling you 10 times, then you can definitely ask for every bit of 2,000. To be honest with you. You could probably you can definitely ask for probably even a little bit more than that, probably like 3 or 4 to be real. Remember, the rule of thumb is like 50 to 75% of it, so but it's 100% up to you. Any more questions?
Hey, Kwan, this is Eric.
Hey, Eric, another one of my.
So, my question is real simple. But where would I go to get to that no call registry list? Like, or how do I get on that list? Like, I think I might have missed that in the beginning.
It's on the. I have it here. Let me go get it again. It's DAD. Dang, I don't like getting off wrong information. Hold up.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Jennifer.
How are you?
Doing good, doing good. You living the life up there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope you guys can make it to Dallas.
You gonna be there?
I want to try, brother. I really am.
I was surprised they came back so fast. I was like, "Woo, Royaltie ain't playing." I was like, "All right, well, I'll try." I was like, "Man, that was a quick one."
When is the Dallas one?
Dallas is June. When is
June 1st.
1st? Yeah.
June.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Make it down there. It wouldn't cost me very much. I live in Oklahoma City.
I'm gonna have to try and
True.
gotta try and make it.
I have plenty of time to figure out hotel and all that.
You know something? I had put. Let me see something real fast. I thought I put the Let me see something real fast.
Juan, you think it's too late to call Royaltie and down my gyms?
Okay, here it goes. Hold on, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay.
So here go the resources to the right. I'm kind of glad because I'm gonna make sure other people can find this.
Okay, cool.
So here go our resources over here. And let me see. I think I'm almost sure I put it. Here go the template. So everybody needs to download the template. And let me make sure I put the registry. If not, I'm gonna put it on here. So people can you call states? Do not complain. So I think this is it right here. Do not call after your number is registered. So I think I can't. It looks different for me because I already registered. Let me see though.
Might be able to do it through
Report unwanted calls. Nope.
What?
You said what?
You might be able to open it up in the window and they won't recognize you.
No. That's for the company. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. You're right.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
All right, I need to put that. I need to add that.
Okay.
But at the same time, all this is inside the course too. So you'll see it inside the course exactly where you need to go. It's
all right, for sure.
It's like it's the hold on, let me say it. I always say it wrong. What's the DC? It's the DNCRC.
Hey, Kawan, I think it's donotcall.gov.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat for y'all.
Put that in there, Lauren. Thank you. So this way you gotta go right here. There you go, right there. And then just register your phone.
Oh, okay. That link on the bottom there where it says sellers and telemarketers. You went that link that's on the go back. Yeah, that link on the bottom left.
Oh, right here.
Is that
no. You're gonna go. Right, you're gonna come up here. See where it says register your phone? Click that.
Oh, okay.
Then you put register right here. Boom. You can put the phone numbers right there. 3 numbers at a time.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So they're in deep water
if you're on the list after the 31 days, right? If they're
even
if they're
the 31 is just to say, hey, it's no way that you can have said that you didn't know that you couldn't call me. That's what this.
okay.
But even if it wasn't 31 days, you still can get paid because they would be on the list. They would be on the hook for $500 for sure. Each transaction, 500, and they'll just say, "Oh, I didn't know that we couldn't call them, but we did call them 5 times." Okay, then that means we got you on the hook for $2,500. Send me 1,000.
Okay.
You know?
And you said you recommended screenshots and any kind of email addresses that they send to you.
Everything, as much as you can get as far as correspondence and proof and documentation. And then remember, if they do try and play hardball and take it to court, once you go to court, you get to subpoena everything. So if they are sitting there trying to act like they only called you once and then the other numbers were spoof numbers, once you subpoena it, they get the real information. They'll see the real IP addresses and the real calls and all that. They're not going to take it there. Most people are either, like you said, either going to disappear because they're going whatever and disappear, or they're gonna do the right thing and just settle because it costs more to fight it. Fighting is stupid. Like, you're not even asking for the amount of money that it's going to cost for them to even get their lawyer to even answer the questions. You know.
And I gotta answer the calls, right? Like I have to answer them. I can't just say, hey, you guys. It says scam likely on my phone.
Oh yeah. You can't let it just ring. You gotta actually pick up. Like, just let it pick up. Plus, you want to do that anyways. You gotta get information. You won't even know because most of them call from spoof numbers. So when they call, don't just go by that. You want to pick up. Who's this? What's going on? Because that's how you can get all that information from. Who is the person calling you? What's the name of the company? What's the email address? How long was the call duration? Because all that plays into your factor too. Like, yo, they just ate up 5, 10, 15 minutes of your time. Well, what if they ate up 5, 15 minutes of your time every day for the past 4 or 5 years? The court looking at that and considering when they're going to actually pay you. You see what I'm saying? All this is determining what you're going to be paid, how you're going to get paid, and how much. So yeah, definitely record everything.
Okay, cool.
What about the ones that go straight to voicemail without ringing? Yep, those are called ringless voice drops, and those are definitely not in compliance. And anybody that does that to you, you can send them the same type of letter. The only downfall to that, let's be honest, most of those are just marketers that trying to figure it out, and they're not gonna have no money. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. The person that can put 3 people into a business using ringless voice drops, and you go after them, what's your chance of getting any serious money from them? Might get a couple $100, scare them enough. What about slidedial.com? Nope. There's ringless voice messaging, ringless voicemail, personalized. All that's illegal. Like I said, you can use it, but if you use it and the person didn't opt in, it's illegal. If they opted in, you're fine. But if they didn't opt in, it's illegal. Let's see how much they're charging for this. They ain't charging that much. $2.95 a month or $29. Yeah, it's not a lot. But you can get these for free too. You can go to goringless.com and get that for free. But I don't even want you guys using it. This stuff is crap. I'm gonna be honest with you. Stuff doesn't convert good. It's crap. Think about it. Even every single time, let's be honest, every single time that you got an email like that, okay, a ringless voicemail, it hit you by surprise. So the open rate, you did open it, right? Great open rate. Woo! 80, 90% open rate. And also got a 90% trash rate, right? Because right after that, you was like, oh yeah, trash. Oh yeah, spam, trash. You didn't even listen to the first 10 lines. Hold up. If you're listening to trash, hey, how you doing, Kawan? Now don't hang up on me. Hanging up, trash. You know what I mean? So it's not worth it. And I know what you're saying. You're saying it's an app, but people are using that app, and that app can be traced back. So even though they're using the app, all that can be traced back to the original person.
There it goes again.
Okay?
Ding.
So okay? You can still charge them even if you're not on the do not call list. Yes, you can still charge them. The only thing that the do not call list means that they blatantly called you. See, it's one thing to call you as another thing to blatantly call you. Like, I'm calling you and I don't care that I'm violating you. That's different than, oh, I called you and I didn't know I violated you. Sorry. Well, I get it. You're sorry, but you still violated me. So you gotta you got to pay. Kind of like you ran a red light with your head down. Like, oh man, I didn't even realize I had my head down. Like, I get it, but you still ran a red light, so you're getting a ticket. You know what I'm saying? But if the cops see you, boom, and they see you doing 200 on the freeway, like, wait a minute. You know you speed. Matter of fact, that's a good example. That's a perfect example. If the speed limit is 60 and you happen to be going 65, 70, the cop will give you a small ticket, just a regular ticket. But if you're going 200 miles an hour on a 60 mile an hour freeway, he's going to give you reckless driving. Even if there was nobody else on the freeway at the time, you're getting reckless driving or excessive speeding, it's going to be a whole different type of ticket. Well, that's the same thing with this. If they're blatantly just calling you and they know you're not supposed to, they're going to pay $1,500. If they don't, then they're going to pay $5. I'm going to unblock the number and answer the phone. Definitely answer them phones. Answer them numbers. You have a reason to now. Hi, I have a lot of names unavailable. That's fine. Remember, we're not looking for the number on the call ID. The number on the call ID don't matter to us because it's probably fake anyways. You're trying to get the information after the call ID. It's once they call you and they start talking. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Barbara? Do you know that you're eligible for a 5-night stay at the Marriott? You're like, okay, really? What do I gotta do to get that? All you gotta do is go to www. Blah 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 blah. Oh, really? What color is this? The Marriott? Yes, it is. Oh, Marriott. Which one? Which region? Because I'm in Vegas. Can I use this anywhere worldwide? Yes, you can. Where you guys based out? I'm just curious because I want to make sure I'm doing my due diligence because when I redeem it, I don't want this to blow. I don't want nothing not to go right. I want to make sure I can really go. No, no, no. Everything's enough. We're based out of Florida. Oh, cool. Really? Yeah, I used to visit Florida. It's nice out there. I'll think about going back there and visit. Can I use this when I go to Disneyland or Disney World? Yeah, you can definitely use it. Perfect. What's your number? I don't want to make sure we don't get disconnected or anything like that. Because this sounds very exciting. What's our number in case we get disconnected? Oh, our number is 555-5555. And what's your name again? Mary. Last name Marianne. Cool. Okay, Marianne. Well, go ahead. Tell me more. You already got most of the information right there. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the game that you're playing right there. It's just cat and mouse. And try and see if they fall for the trap. Any more questions? That's it. All right, guys. Another one like the other one. Great training. Everything was great. Good questions. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it being here tonight. And I love when we have the trainings. I mean, they all beneficial, but I like the ones that's just instantly beneficial. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go recruit nobody. You don't have to go sell nothing. You don't have to do anything but just put in the work. And this is one of them situations. Just put in the work, reap the rewards. Something you can share with the whole family, share with everybody, share with the world. That's what's great about it.
Thanks for your time and your energy, bro.
Oh, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Again, guys, everything we have to offer uses leverage. You're welcome, Melanie. You're right. The PLR. Use all that stuff as leverage. Everything that we have to offer is for you guys to be able to use as leverage within the elite university and make you stand out as a boss. Remember, you guys are bosses, not workers. No, there's tons of workers. There's very few bosses. Okay, so you're the boss. And that's what we're trying to create. And the only way you can be a boss, you have to stand out from everyone else. You can't be a boss and blend in with everyone else. That makes you an undercover boss. Yeah. All right. So, any more questions before we wrap it up? I appreciate you guys. I will be uploading this to Elite University, into the group, and into the file section. We always do that, all three. If you knew this was your first time on it, is anybody trying to talk?
Nope, just gonna say goodnight.
All right, cool. If you knew and this was your first time on training, we do this every Monday, 5:30 Pacific time. If you didn't get alerts, make sure that you type Royaltie Elite to 84483. That way you are getting those alerts every Monday when I send them out to let you know that we are doing these trainings. All right. Use it as leverage. Let people know what they get. Let them know it's over 250 hours and counting and adding to the Elite University. Let them know it's bigger than just Royaltie. Okay. This is Royaltie right here. You see this where it says Elite Team Training? And even that ain't just Royaltie. But if anything could be said, okay, well, that's really just Royaltie. It's just that. But look at Online Marketing 101, which I need to start adding more stuff to. Basically, ways to make money online, right? Then we got Wolf Millionaire Instagram training. That right there training cost me $600, and it's the real deal. Everything extensive from Mac to Android. Everything you need to know about Instagram, how to make money with it, how to use it, how to get influencers, how to use them to sell and make money, so forth and so on. Binary trade options. You want to trade binary options? You want to trade forex? You want to stop giving money to people? Talk about they'll do it for you with signals and all that. I used to have the biggest binary option signal company in 2014 to 2017. It was called BTS, BinaryTradeSignal.com. Binary Trade Signal. It was hot. You can go look it up. You'll see it. You'll see tons of videos. If you go to my other Kawan page, all that. This is where I first made my first 6 figures. This is how I really made my name online before Royaltie. And I gave away everything that I used to make that successful right there. I use the same indicators that I use. I taught you I used to do support and resistance. I take your own trades right there. How many people on the trading bandwagon right now that you can leverage that alone, and be able to get people into your business? We got the mini chat training right there. We got our PLR store right there. We got credit repair. How many times you get people credit repair, buy my credit repair course? Right there shows you how to get a $10,000 credit line approved. Doesn't matter what your credit score is. So that way you can use that to help build your score. We got Facebook ad training strictly for giving away. That's what it's purpose for, is a lead magnet. We just put the eBay and Amazon training there. This is real deal. I use everything that's in this course that right now to make myself successful, doing over 20,000 in sales myself, no automation, 100% myself, and everything that I do in that course is right in this course right here. And then last but not least, now we just add the turbo robocalls, and you can bet your bottom dollar that before the summer comes, there will be some other course sitting right here, filling this little blank that we'll end up adding. Why? Because that's what we're about, and that's what the Elite University is about. And eventually, this thing will be so big, it'll take 4 years like a real university to go through it. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. All right, see you next week. Peace, blessings. Have a blessed day.
I just got someone messaging me saying, "What are you studying?"
Another message. See, engagement. What's that? Networking.
Yeah, I had someone message me on my Facebook page, and they're asking me what I'm studying for.
With that being said, we are out. Peace.